Dear students, today we start reducing nature of formic acid. So last class we were discussing about chemical properties of carboxylic acid. The last chemical property is reducing action of formic acid. So this is a public 5-mark question. So consider formic acid HCOOH. So we can draw the structure. In formic acid, this is having an aldehydic functional group. So it has an aldehydic functional group, and it has carboxylic acid group also. For the structure, one more will be given. If we mention aldehydic group of formic acid as well as carboxylic acid functional group, one more will be given. So in formic acid, the functional group is carboxylic acid, as well as due to the presence of this hydrogen, instead of alkyl group, we have aldehydic group arrangement. So this formic acid is behaving as a reducing agent. So what is the nature of reducing agent? The substance will induce the reduction in another substance. It will undergo oxidation process. So formic acid will induce reduction in another substance and it will undergo oxidation process. This is mainly due to this aldehydic group arrangement in formic acid. So we take two simple compounds, Tollens reagent as well as filling solution. Okay. So formic acid will reduce Tollens reagent and the filling solution. For each equation, 1.5 mark will be given. So consider formic acid, which is present in the form of formate anion. Tollens reagent is nothing but ammonical silver nitrate solution. Ammonium hydroxide will be added with silver nitrate. So silver nitrate gives Ag+. So in the Tollens reagent, what is the nature of silver? Will exist in the form of cation Ag+. In the ammonium hydroxide, Tollens reagent is a solution of silver nitrate in ammonium hydroxide. So we will have hydroxide ion. Now with the Tollens reagent, when you add formic acid, what will happen? This will act as a reducing agent. So this reduces silver cation into neutral silver. It becomes neutral silver. Each cation gains an electron. So silver cation is reduced into silver by formic acid with the liberation of carbonate ion and water molecule. So Tollens reagent is reduced by formic acid. Next, formic acid reduces filling solution. So we have two type of filling solutions, filling solution A as well as B. Take filling solution A can be considered, so which is made up of copper sulfate. So copper sulfate solution is filling solution. Now oxidation state of copper is what? Cu2+. The role of formic acid is reducing agent. So this reduces cupric into cuprous. Cu+ here. Oxidation state of copper is 1+ here. So Cu2+ is reduced into 1+. Cupric is reduced into cuprous. This can be identified by color change. So blue color copper sulfate solution is changed into red color cuprous oxide with the liberation of carbonate ion and water molecules. So these two are the examples of reducing nature of formic acids. Next one, test for carboxylic acid, public 3-mark. So we have taken organic acids, carboxylic acids. What are the tests? First test, litmus paper test. Okay. So when you take blue litmus paper, the blue litmus paper is dipped in acid, it will be changed into red. So like inorganic acids, like mineral acids, organic acids also changes blue litmus paper into red litmus paper. So this indication proves that the substance is acid. Number 2, reaction of acids with carbonates and bicarbonates. Already we completed in chemical properties. So when acids are reacting with carbonates and bicarbonates, there will be brisk effervescence. The brisk effervescence is mainly due to the liberation of carbon dioxide. So due to the liberation of carbon dioxide, brisk effervescence is observed, right? So this is second test. Third test, addition of acid with alcohol. When acid is added with alcohol, we will get a product with a fruit smell, right? So fruity smelling compound is obtained. So that is nothing but ester. So the reaction is esterification reaction. So we have already completed esterification reaction. Okay. So these three are tests for carboxylic acids. So blue litmus paper will be changed into red litmus paper. With the carbonate and the bicarbonates, carboxylic acids will provide brisk effervescence due to the liberation of carbon dioxide. With the alcohol, carboxylic acid produces fruity odor substance called ester. Next, acidity of carboxylic acids. So in ionic equilibrium lesson, we have studied different concepts of acids and bases like Arrhenius concept, Lowry-Bronsted theory and Lewis theory. So different acid basic concepts we studied. According to Arrhenius concept, what is acid? Acid is defined as a substance which provides H plus ion in water. So according to Arrhenius concept, when you take a substance, if it provides H plus ion in water, so the substance is called acid. Now what about carboxylic acid? This is behaving as an acid because of liberating H plus ion in water. When acid is added with water, this will be separated into anion and cation. So H plus or proton is liberated by acid according to Arrhenius concept. And this anion is also stabilized by resonance. If it is stabilized by resonance means this liberation of H plus will be predominant. Okay, so that they are behaving as good acids comparing the other organic function groups. This has more acidic strength because of liberation of H plus easily as well as stabilization of anion. So this carboxylate anion is stabilized by resonance. So this is carboxylate ion. Due to the shifting of electron, this electron can be present as a double bond. That means this electron will be shifted. So we get more than one structure for this anion. This is called a resonance structure or canonical structures. If a substance with more than one structure possible, we called the principle as resonance. These structures are called resonance structures and the canonical structures. Due to this canonical structures, this will be stabilized. So stabilization by resonance. H plus ion can be easily removed. And from these canonical structures, we may write hybrid structure. Resonance hybrid, an assumption, right? So this structure is mainly due to delocalization of pi electron. The shifting of pi electron is making more than one structure for this carboxylate ion. So this pi electron is spread over all the three atoms, carbon and two oxygen atoms. Over all the three atoms, the pi electron is spreaded. Okay? So this is called a resonance hybrid structure. And the acid strength of carboxylic acid can be related with equilibrium constant. So for equilibrium constant means we need a reversible reaction, isn't it? So if acid is added with water, it will be separated into cation and anion. Again, these two ions can join together to produce acid. So reversible process is possible. In reversible process, at one condition, equilibrium can be reached. The equilibrium is a condition in which rate of forward and reverse reactions are equal. Acid will give you ions, ions are giving acids. Rate of reaction will be equal at a condition. We call the condition as equilibrium condition. So at equilibrium condition only we can derive equilibrium constant. So in 11th we have studied what are equilibrium constants. What is the definition for equilibrium constant? This is the ratio of product of concentration of products to the product of concentration of reactants. For this equilibrium reaction, what will be the numerator value? Concentration of product. Denominator value, concentration of reactant. So equilibrium constant is the ratio of product of molar concentration of products. What are the products? Carboxylate ion and a proton. Product of concentration of products to the product of concentration of reactant. We have only one reactant. So this is called a dissociation or equilibrium constant. Okay. So numerator value, concentration of products, denominator value, concentration of reactant. Now this equilibrium constant can also be called as acidity constant, because we are going to relate acidic strength with this constant. Based on the constant, we are going to find what is the acid strength. So this is called acidity constant. Equilibrium constant is also called as acidity constant. So if equilibrium is reached in the dissociation of acids, acidity constant is derived. For each acid there is an acidity constant value. What is the general trend? If Ka value is more, then acid will have more acid strength, which will be a strong acid. The acid with more Ka value. If acidity constant is more, acid strength will be more. So this is general concept. Then Ka can also be represented as pKa, power of Ka, right? pKa means power of Ka. So pKa is nothing but negative logarithm of Ka. So for the acidity constant value, you take negative logarithm, you will get pKa value. Now what about relationship between these two terms? Ka and the power of Ka, both are opposite to each other. So for an acid, if Ka value is more, means strong acid. At the same time, pKa value will be a lesser value. So more Ka value, less pKa value, strong acid. And the opposite concept, less Ka and the more pKa means weak acid. So for that, we have a tabular column in page number 178. We have many carboxylic acids. For that, pKa value is given. If pKa value is very low, acid will be a strong acid. If pKa value is larger value, acid strength will be very low, weak acid. Okay, so using the pKa value, we can easily identify which is a strong acid, which is a weak acid. So take page number 178. Trichloroacetic acid. Trichloroacetic acid has 0.64 as pKa value. So trichloroacetic acid is the strongest acid because pKa value is less. That means Ka value will be larger one. And in the last one, para-nitrobenzoic acid with pKa value 3.44. So that is a weak acid. So from the tabular column, you can easily identify that which is a strong, which is a weak acid based on pKa value and the Ka value. So this is the acidity of acids based on acidity constant and the pKa value. Now what are the other factors influences the acidic nature, right? So in the carboxylic acid compound, what are the other factors which influences acidic nature? First, we take electron releasing groups. Take electron releasing groups. Take formic acid and acetic acid. We can compare acidic strength of these two carboxylic acids based on the group attached with carboxyl carbon. So in this example, carboxyl carbon is attached with the hydrogen Now this carboxyl carbon is attached with a methyl group. Generally, alkyl groups are electron releasing groups. They will have the tendency of releasing the bonded pair of electron. Okay. So for each covalent bond, 2 electrons. We call them as bonded pair or shared pair of electron. Always this alkyl group will have the tendency of releasing the bonded pair of electron. So they are called electron releasing groups. So comparing the formic acid, here we have electron releasing group. So the electrons are moving towards carboxyl carbon. So around carbon, that means in the functional group, electron density will be increased because of this electron releasing group. So when electron density increased means hydrogen cannot leave easily as H plus. When acidity will be more, when an acid will behave as a strong acid. If H plus is leaving fast, then the acid will be a strong acid. The substance gives H plus ion is acid. If the leaving of a hydrogen as H plus taking place fast means, then this is a strong acid. How fast a hydrogen is leaving, that decides acid strength of an acid. So due to electron releasing groups, electron density will be more here. The hydrogen cannot give bonded pair of electron towards oxygen, and the hydrogen will not leave us H plus easily. The process will be a slow process. So this is not a strong acid like formic acid. So comparing formic acid, acetic acid is a weak acid because of electron releasing groups. So due to electron releasing groups, the electrons are displacing from one into another atoms. So this displacement of electron is called the inductive effect, especially plus I effect. So this may be a 5-mark question also. Explain the acidic nature of acids based on electron releasing and withdrawing groups. 2.5 mark will be given for this one. Due to the presence of electron releasing groups, there is a displacement of electron. Electron density will be more around the carbon of carboxyl group. Hydrogen will not move as H plus in a fast manner. Thereby, acidic nature reduces. And this displacement of electron is called plus inductive effect. That means plus I effect. Take isobutylaldehyde. This one is what? Isobutylaldehyde. Now we have isobutyl group. So this is isopropyl group with carboxylic acid group. So this is somewhat heavier group. Comparing the methyl, this is a bulky group. So here electron releasing nature will be more. So 2 methyl groups are releasing this. So as a total, we have a larger electron releasing group. So hydrogen cannot easily leave us H plus. So comparing acetic acid, this is a weak acid. Okay. So if electron releasing group is attached with carboxylic acid group, plus I effect will be predominant. Hydrogen will not leave us H plus. So acidic nature decreases. Next one, electron withdrawing groups. Take electron withdrawing groups. If electron withdrawing group is present in the compound, what happens to the acidic nature? Acetic acid, this is the electron releasing group. Fluorine, having more electronegativity, so this is called electron withdrawing atom, right? If NO2 is present means we call them as group, electron withdrawing group. So from acetic acid, one hydrogen is replaced by the more electronegative atom fluorine. So we have obtained monofluoroacetic acid. Now the question is, which will have more acidic strength? This will have more acidic strength. Why? The electron withdrawing atom or a group will have the tendency of attracting the shared pair of electrons towards itself. So all the bonded pair of electrons are moving towards electron withdrawing atom or group. So here also electron displacement takes place. This is also inductive effect, but this is minus inductive effect, minus I effect. So due to electron withdrawing atom or group, all the bonded pair of electrons are moving towards this side. So we get minus I effect. What happens in the functional part? Due to this electron withdrawing tendency of an atom, what is the nature of functional part of this compound? So here, electron density decreases. So due to the decrease in the electron density, now the hydrogen gives bonded pair of electron, and which is leaving as H plus easily. So when electron withdrawing atom or group is attached with this, all the electrons are moving towards that, electron density decreases, hydrogen can easily leave as H plus. Due to the presence of electron withdrawing group, acidic nature will be more. Comparing the acetic acid, monofluoroacetic acid will have more acidic strength. Comparing monofluoroacetic acid, difluoroacetic acid will have more strength. Okay. Here we have two electron withdrawing atoms. So comparing this will have more acidic strength. This is called minus I effect. Next, important one more. Compare these two. Monoiodoacetic acid, monobromoacetic acid, which is a strong acid, which is a weak acid. Comparing this is a strong acid because bromine is more electronegative than iodine. Comparing iodine, bromine attracts bonded pair of electrons easily. Right? So electron withdrawing tendency of bromine will be more than the iron due to more electronegativity. Then this one, comparing bromine, chlorine has more electron withdrawing tendency. So monochloroacetic acid will have more acidic nature. Comparing monofluoroacetic acid has more acid strength because fluorine is the most electronegative element in the periodic table. Value 4 according to Pauling scale. Electronegativity of fluorine value is 4. So this is the order of acidic strength of halogen substituted acids. Right? If a hydrogen is replaced by halogens, we get different type of acids. Based on electron withdrawing tendency, acidic nature will be different. And we have an order, electron withdrawing order for certain functional groups. For example, phenyl group, halogens, cyanide, nitro. So these are functional groups. Phenyl group, iodo, bromo, chloro, fluoro, cyanide, nitro. So these groups are called electron withdrawing groups. Right? This is the least one. Comparing phenyl, iodine has more electronegativity. Comparing iodine, bromine has more electronegativity. Comparing bromine, chlorine has more electronegativity. Comparing chlorine, fluorine has more electronegativity than this. Cyanide has more electronegativity. Comparing cyanide, nitro group has more electronegativity. So we have a decreasing order of electron withdrawing tendency for certain functional groups. Next, based on this, we can arrange some compounds in a particular order based on the acidic strength. The least one is alkynes. Take an alkyne. A compound with a triple bond is called alkyne. This is having least acidity. Comparing this, aliphatic alcohol has more acidic strength. Comparing aliphatic alcohol, water has more acidic strength. Comparing water, aromatic alcohol has more acidic strength, like phenol. Comparing this, carboxylic acid has more acidic strength. So this is an important one more question. Compare the acid strength of certain compounds. The least one, alkyne, highest one is carboxylic acid. So this is the decreasing order of acidic strength of certain compounds. Next one, we move into functional derivative of carboxylic acids. From carboxylic acids, what are the derivatives obtained? So what is the general formula for acid? RCOOH. If OH group is replaced by some other atoms or groups, we get derivatives. So they are called functional derivatives of carboxylic acids. So OH can be replaced by a halogen. What is the compound? RCOH. If it is chlorine, we will get RCOCl. Okay. So this is called acid halide. If OH is replaced by a halogen, we get a compound. This is the derivative of carboxylic acid. So general name is acid halide. If it is CH3COCl, this is called acetyl chloride. Okay. General name acid halide. For this first member, acetyl chloride. Then OH can be replaced by amino group also. NH2 can replace OH. So this will be RCONH2. This is called acid amide. General name acid amide. First member. This is called acetamide. Okay. Common name. Alkoxy group. RO means alkoxy group. OH may be replaced by alkoxy group. You will get RCOOR. This is called ester. So this is the first member, methyl acetate. Okay. Next. OH may be replaced by this acetate group, RCOO. Right. So RCOO may replace OH group. So we get RCOO, COR. So this is called acid anhydride. General name acid anhydride. First member, this is called acetic anhydride. So these are all derivatives of carboxylic acids. Functional group is changed by other groups. So this is called a functional derivative of carboxylic acids. Acid halide, acid amide, ester, acid anhydride. Next one, what about reactivity of acid derivatives? From the carboxylic acid, we have obtained some derivatives. What about the reactivity? Okay. So this is important 1 mark. This is the reactivity order. When you take the derivatives of carboxylic acids, the reactivity will be more for acid halide. The reactivity will be less for acid amide. Okay. The least one is acid amide. So this is a decreasing order of reactivity of derivatives of carboxylic acids. So we have to explain why reactivity decreases from acid halide into acid amide. In 2 aspects we may explain. So this is a 5 mark question. One is basicity. That's basicity. So we have halogen. What are the replacing atoms or groups? It may be a halogen or RCOO. It may be ester group, so alkoxy group, amino group. Okay. So basicity of all these will decide the reactivity of the compound. Now what is the change in the basicity value? So for an atom or a group, basicity means electron losing tendency. If anything has electron losing tendency means always it forms a basic type of substance. For example, take group 1 and group 2 elements, alkali and alkaline earth metals. They will have the tendency of losing the electron, so they are forming basic type of compound. If oxide is formed, they are basic oxides, right? So basic nature is related with electron losing tendency. Then usually the non-metals like oxygen, nitrogen will have the tendency of accepting the electron. They will form acidic type of substance, mostly like acids, right? Sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, all these will be acidic in nature. So basicity will be related with electron releasing tendency. So when you take amino group, nitrogen has a tendency of losing the pair of electron. So this lone pair of electron can be easily lost. So this has more basic strength. Right? So this has more basicity. It's a stronger base. Then take a halogen. As I told, the halogen is closer to the noble gas, will have the tendency of accepting the electron. So this is least acidic. Okay. So when you take a derivative of carboxylic acid, the reactivity of the compound is mainly based on the breaking of this bond. How the bond is breaking? If the bond is breaking, there will be chemical reaction. So reactivity is mainly based on the breaking of bond between the group as well as carbon. So this bond can be easily broken for this one. Okay. So the reactivity is mainly related with basicity. Usually this is less basic in nature. It will have the tendency of accepting the electron. This has less basic nature. Less basic means leaving tendency will be more. Easily it can leave from the molecule. So from the compound, the least basic group is present, which will have the tendency of leaving nature more. Okay. So why acid halides are having more reactivity? So these are having least basic nature, so leaving tendency will be more. So from acid halide to amide, basicity increases, that means leaving tendency decreases. So both are opposite to each other. Basicity increases from acid halide to amide, but leaving nature decreases, so that reactivity will be more for this one. Comparing this, anhydride has less reactivity. Comparing anhydride, ester has less reactivity and acid amide has least reactivity. So this is the explanation of reactivity of acid derivatives of carboxylic acid based on basicity. Next one, we are going to explain based on resonance. So in carboxylic acid, OH is replaced by a group, by an atom, any one. So this may be a chlorine, or this may be NH2 group, or RCOO group, or RO group, whatever it may be. So this is the functional derivative. So OH may be replaced by a halogen or alkoxy group or amino group, whatever it may be. If the group is having a lone pair of electron, what happens? A lone pair of electron will be shifted here. So we get more than one structure. We call it as resonance structure or canonical structure. So when this lone pair of electron is making a double bond here, this will be shifted. Okay. So we get resonance structures if the group replaced OH. Any one group can replace the OH of carboxylic acid. If it has lone pair of electron, this will make resonance structures. Always resonance will lead to what concept? Stable. Resonance will lead to stable. That means reactivity will be reduced. Okay, so consider amino group. Then In this case, if you have amino group, it will lead to resonance. So due to resonance, the molecule become stable so that the reactivity will be decreased. So this is second point. So take page number 180. Resonance effect. So when you take less electronegative group, stabilization will be more. Okay. So the same order is repeated here also. What is the reactivity order? The same order is repeated. Next to UPOC nomenclature. UPOC nomenclature of acid derivatives of carboxylic acid. First we take acid halide. So first take acid halides. The simplest member is acetyl chloride. How to give UPOC name for this one? So we have a formula. Prefix, root word, primary suffix, secondary suffix. So here we don't have any substituent. Root word, only 2 carbon atoms in the chain. So this is eth. Between the carbon atoms only single bond. So primary suffix ane. Secondary suffix for this functional group oil chloride. If chlorine is present, chloride. Okay. If it is bromine, oil bromide. So by connecting primary and secondary suffix, the last letter of primary suffix will be striked out. So UPOC name is ethanol chloride. So this will be called as ethanol chloride. Common name acetyl chloride. Acetyl chloride is called as ethanol chloride using UPOC nomenclature. First member. Second member, totally 3 carbon atoms in the chain. So from only single bond exists between the carbon atoms, primary suffix A and E, chlorine. So this is oil chloride. So this is propanol chloride. So this is second member. What is third member? So this is third member. We have benzyl group, sorry, phenyl group. So root word benz. We can omit this one, primary suffix. Oil chloride. So this is called a benzyl chloride. Next, acid anhydride. Acid halide over. Next, acid anhydride. First member, acetic anhydride. CH3 COO CO CH3. So in page number 181, so here in book it is given as CH2, we just change it CH3. So common name acetic anhydride. This arrangement is called anhydride. So secondary suffix is anhydride. So whatever may be the alkyl group here, just to take it as anhydride. So consider this alone. So we have two carbon atoms in the chain. What is the root word? Eth. Two carbon atoms, eth. Primary suffix. Only single bond exists between the carbon, so A and E. For this arrangement, secondary suffix anhydride. So when we connect primary and secondary suffix, this last letter will be scribed out. So this is, so here secondary suffix oic anhydride. Ethanoic anhydride. So this is the simplest member. Acetic anhydride is the simplest member. Root word eth due to two carbon atoms. Only single bond present between the carbon atoms. So A and E. Secondary suffix oic anhydride. So this is ethanoic anhydride. So as we told, take this as anhydride. Okay. Remaining, select the longest chain. 3 carbon atoms in the chain. So root word prop. Only single bond present between the carbon atoms A and E. Secondary suffix for the function group oic anhydride. So this is propanoic anhydride. Okay. So this is propanoic anhydride. Next one. So root word benz. For aromatica, we no need to mention primary suffix. This is oic anhydride. So this is benzoic anhydride. So with this anhydride over, then esters. For esters, the common EUPAC name is alkyl alkanate. Okay. This is common one. Alkyl alkanate. Take the first member CH3 COO CH3, right? So this is methyl acetate. Common name methyl acetate. EUPAC name methyl ethanoate. So we have a substituent methyl. So we have a substituent methyl. Now in the chain, 2 carbon atoms, root word eth. Only single bond exists between the carbon atoms A and E. The secondary suffix OATE. OAT. This is secondary suffix for ester. So when primary and secondary suffix are connected, you strike out this one. So this is methyl ethanoate. This is a UPOG name for ester, methyl ethanoate. Second member. So this is ethyl group. Ethyl, 2 carbon atoms in the chain, eth root word, only single bond, primary suffix A and E, secondary suffix OATE. So this is ethyl ethanoate. C6H5. So this is called a phenyl. So substituent phenyl, remaining same. Phenyl ethanoate. Okay, so with this esters over, then acid amide, RCONH2, general formula, acid amide. First member acetamide, common name acetamide, CH3CONH2, acetamide. We don't have substituents. We have 2 carbon atoms in the longest chain. So a root word eth, only single bond present between these 2 carbon atoms, so A and E. Secondary suffix for acid amide is amide. So this is called ethanamide. So first member ethanamide, second member, totally 3 carbon atoms, root word prop. So this will be propanamides. Okay. Next one, C6H5CONH2. So this is benzene ring. For aromatic, we no need to mention any primary suffix. So this will be called as benzamide. So with this UPOG nomenclature over. Next, preparation properties and uses of derivatives of carboxylic acid. So that we will discuss tomorrow. So today we have completed the reducing nature of formic acid and test for carboxylic acids, acid strength for carboxylic acids, how it is related with acidity constant, then what are the factors influences the acidity of a strength, like electron withdrawing groups, electron releasing groups, then reactivity of derivatives of functional groups, derivative of carboxylic acid, how the reactivity. So we have 4 derivatives: acid amide, acid anhydride, ester, acid halide. If OH is replaced by these functional groups, we get the derivative of carboxylic acids. And what about the reactivity? It can be explained based on basicity and the resonance effect. And last one, UPOG nomenclature for the functional derivatives of carboxylic acids. Okay, so with this today's session over. Tomorrow we will start preparation properties and uses of derivative of carboxylic acids. Thank you.